Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. If you've been here before, a long time no see. It's been a while, almost a month. I'm sorry that I keep disappearing. It's not intentional. I don't really have any excuses or reasoning for you guys, unfortunately. Things just, I don't know, time went by very quickly and I was busy and then I just didn't feel like filming, so I didn't, and then now we're here and the pet room looks different, so I want to update you guys about it. Obviously you can see there's two little pigs behind me, and they're on the top level, and there's this dude behind me, and there's an empty cage, and there's lots of updates, so I will get into those now for you guys, and then I'm gonna answer a few questions from Instagram. Sorry, couldn't think of where I asked for them. I asked for them on Instagram the other day so that I could answer some questions because I've been gone for a minute, and I figured you guys would have some questions to ask for when I came back. So let's get into the, not really room tour, but kind of an update of everything behind me in particular. Okay. Storage is all the same. It's a disaster, but it's, you know, the same. The biggest change is that I actually made, let me back up here. I actually made the guinea pig cage smaller. So these two are getting older, and I noticed over the last few months, if you follow me on Twitter, you know, because I mentioned it several times, but they were utilizing a lot less of their cage. They originally had this third section here, which is what I have Finn in right now. They originally had like this whole top area, and I noticed that they were using it significantly less, to the point where I would have to clean this section and this section, but I wouldn't have to clean the third section at all for long periods of time. I usually have to clean their cage every single week, and I wasn't cleaning that end section. Like, I think maybe I was cleaning it like twice a month. That's how, and that was just to like refreshen the area. It wasn't even that it was like really dirty. So I knew for a fact that they weren't using that back area, because if they were, like, very obviously it would have been dirty, because the boys are not like super cleanly animals. So I went ahead and got rid of the third section, or I put someone else in it, and they are doing so extremely well. It's been about 4 days now, I think, or 5 days, and they are doing really incredibly well with just two sections. The two sections are, let me close this so I can back up again without having to worry about them. The two sections are 2 feet by 6 feet, so it's 2 feet wide and 6 feet long. So they still have 12 square feet of space, which is a fair bit over the minimum. Obviously, it's quite a decrease from what they had before, because they had 18 square feet before. But I'm really pleased with how well they're doing, and I did start using just pads in this section of the cage, because I change this out pretty much every other day, so it's just easier. And then this section is what I call the cozy section. So they have their favorite little tunnel here on a pad, and then they have their fleece and a couple cuddle cups. And they seem to really enjoy the change, and this pad here is just to cover the gap between the two cages. So they seem to be really enjoying it, which is the most important thing. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, then it's no surprise to see them on the top level again. I did have them down on the bottom level for a while. So that does mean that Gimli is on the bottom again, which is fine. Gimli is very old. I'll see if I can put in some like B-roll for you guys. He's looking pretty raggedy these days, but he's doing well for how old he is. And then Draco, same thing, my ancient little dude, but he's doing well as well. His wheel goes right there, by the way, and he has a PVC tube that goes there, but those are being cleaned. Finn I put up here because when the summer months come, I will be giving back his heating and UVB, so having him on the top level works out well. I was just gonna put him on top of the rat's cage, but if the boys only have a 2 of the critter nations, then I can just keep them over here, so that works out well. And then I have an empty section for the time being. I'm really happy with the changes currently, and I'm really happy that the boys are doing well with the changes. I was a little bit worried. Of course, if I feel like they need more space, then like it's really easy for me to give them back that section. It's not difficult to change that back, but so far so good with that. So the first question I got is, when are you doing another Meet My Pets video or cleaning all the cages? So I don't know when I'm doing another, like, cleaning all the cages. Maybe soon, particularly because the boys are on top now and I feel like it's easier to film in the top levels. I don't know, we'll find out. But I don't know when the next one of those will be, but I am doing a new Meet My Pets probably at the end of March. I have this idea. Towards the end of March will be exactly a year since I did my last Meet My Pets video, and so I thought maybe having my next one be, you know, an exact year from the last one would be kind of interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that, just sort of comparing 2018 to 2019 and anything that's changed, because a fair bit has changed since that video. So that you can expect, if everything goes to plan, on March 23rd to be exact. How do you keep track of your animals' feeding schedules? I guess I just kind of get into a routine. A lot of my animals eat every single day, so there's not much to keep track of. The only thing I really have to keep track of is Weasley's like vitamin calcium schedule, because he eats every other day. He eats when he's hungry. And I mean, not like all the time when he's hungry, because he'd be very large, but within reason. I just keep that in a note on my phone, but otherwise everyone else eats every single day except for when Finn is asleep. So there isn't much to keep track of since it's like a daily thing. What camera do you use? I am currently filming on a Canon G7X. Big fan of this camera, actually. It's good for vlogging, has a flip out screen. I feel like every YouTuber has it. There are better cameras, it works well. It's small, it's easy. What's the max amount of pets you think you can take care of? I don't know. With my current situation, I'm very, very close to my max, because I have some high maintenance pets. The rats, I'm pointing that way because they are behind the camera. The rats are incredibly high maintenance. The guinea pigs are incredibly high maintenance. They both require a lot of cleaning. Almost all of my pets require a lot of attention. I think because I have a lot of mammals in particular, that is why they take up a lot of time. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and they take up a fair bit of time. Actually, my cat doesn't really, but the dogs definitely do. So I feel like I'm very close to my max currently. Yeah, I'm pretty close to my max. I think it very much so depends on the person, though. I try and stay pretty close to like 10 with the current crew that I have. I'm at 11 right now. I could probably do 12. Maybe even 13. I don't think I'll get to 13 like ever, but I don't tend to stray far from 10 is my point, with the current crew. If I had like more things like Weasley, my leopard gecko, hands down would probably be able to have more pets because he's pretty easy and pretty straightforward and doesn't like crave attention, but with the high maintenance pets that I have right now. Are you feeling better? That's a very kind question to ask. Yes and no. So I'm not doing as poorly as I was doing at the end of last year. I was having a lot of back and leg issues. For people that aren't familiar, those mostly went away. Mostly. I say mostly because they're not a daily struggle currently. They're kind of a every other struggle, particularly since I put these guys back on top. That has helped tremendously. Like, I'm not even going to lie, having them up top because their cage needs cleaned so often has helped me so much. I do get a bad leg still from time to time, but it's not debilitating. It's not what kept me from posting. I just like wasn't feeling filming. Thank you so much for asking. That was very kind of you to check in on me. So I think that's it for today's video. I know that wasn't a full Q&A, but I wanted to answer some of your guys' questions. I might do a full Q&A soon, actually, with the leftover questions because I had a ton of them. And hopefully I'll be getting back into the swing of posting again very soon. Sorry it's been so long, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.